Good morning, everybody. Hope your evening went well. It was still cold here in Wichita. We had winds once again pushing 30 miles an hour. Temperatures in the low 50s. Definitely warmer than the day before. Today, the warm-up is supposed to begin. We're supposed to get into the 60s. And on paper, we're supposed to be in the 80s this weekend. So amazing, going from daytime temps of 40 degrees, winds blowing 30 to 45 miles an hour to forecast in the upper 80s over the course of a few. So, man, it's acting like early March. No moisture in the forecast. The wheat crop is stressed. The reason I mention this is that wheat is people food. It leads to the overthrow of dictators and governments in the Middle East, Africa, and sometimes South America when it is in short supply. And the United States is the biggest supplier of wheat. So that crop, along with the crops in California, the production, the yield is in question. Okay, today, lots of news today. Half the world is on vacation because of May Day. That used to be the #1 communist vacation day of the year. It was for the workers, you know. And now half the world, most of the governments heavily subsidized compensation for their populations is on vacation day. The volumes are well off overnight. Banks are closed in Europe, China, so this will dampen the activity today. You just don't have a lot of the market there. We do have a full news load today, but tomorrow is the unemployment numbers, and that's usually the biggest news day of the month. So my guess is we're going to look at a trading range, and we're going to probably find sellers 16 to 20, and we're just going to use market numbers as resistance. That's where it is. And on the buy side, really, the breakout came from this 124.02. So there's really solid support in this 2 area to maybe as high as 8. So here we are at 11. We're going to make our buy in the 4 to 8 area. Pretty much where it was last night. And then 29 to 1 for buy 2. The sell is going to be 15 to 19. And then 23 to 29. The Dow yesterday, I think by a point, made a new high. Looking at the charts, not by much, but I think tomorrow's unemployment numbers should hold us in check. So I'd look for a trading range day today. We're going to play for it. That we'll have news spikes off the news, and there is a ton of news today. Jobless claims, 320. Personal income, plus 0.4. Personal spending, plus 0.6. Core PCE, no one will pay any attention to it. It is the Fed's biggest, it's supposedly the number they use for really determining what real inflation is. ISM index at 54.5, I believe, was 54.3. Construction spending, no one will pay any attention to that, plus 6. And then auto truck sales, 16.2 million. Natural gas inventory, no one will pay any attention to it, plus 75 BCF. So first number up to have to deal with is jobless claims. Second focus will be personal spending. They like that greater than income. That means people are borrowing. It means the economy is weakening. ISM services will be the third piece of news up. And then the fourth piece of news that could impact the market will be auto and truck sales out over noon. The market is expecting a gradual improvement in the economic news, and we'll start to get some of that in today. Probably the biggest indicator of where the economy really is will be this auto and truck sales number, which has been good since 2009. So that's it for the note. Quick look at the bond. The knob spread came in a couple of 30 seconds overnight. We had liquidation yesterday and open interest in the 30-year, and we had a build in the 10-year as people covered their shorts in the knob. The financials are really holding in well. I mean, when you go out and you read the underlying statistics, when you see what's happening in the United States, when you see the effect of 5 years of lower than normal growth, usually when you come out of a recession, you get 4 to 6% growth spike for a quarter or two. Then our traditional growth has been north of 3%. We've had 5 years south of that. It's gotten bad enough that China now is forecast to become the world's #1 economy. Imagine that. The United States has been the world's #1 economy, I think, since 1870. And the industrial and tax policies of the last 25 years has changed that. Amazing when you think about it. Here we are at 27. We'll make the sell 31 to 03. And then 7 to 11. Top-down command economies don't work. You can look at every failed dictatorship around the world. You can look at the growth rates of Europe compared to the United States. You just cannot make the necessary decisions in a timely fashion. And you never make the exactly right answer for the situation because it's a consensus opinion. It's not a unique solution. So based on problem solving, it is a unique solution by definition based on committees and satisfying your constituents. So 31 to 03, 7 to 11 on the sell side. On the buy side, we're going to make it 17 to 21, but we may have to pay 25s to get in. We'll just see what kind of activity we get into this morning. We may have to pay up to get long. Big article on Market Watch if anybody is interested. About what it's going to take to turn gold around. They don't see it happening soon. Gold sold overnight. And again, probably the biggest articles out there supporting lower prices in gold have been a string of articles from institutional money managers about how they don't see the growth potential for gold in 2014 that they had previously seen. The bloom is off the rose. So that is who the sales are attributed to. We don't see central banks or large players coming in and bombing the gold on the opening, selling 6 to 15,000 contracts at the market. They haven't had to. The price of gold has been sideways to lower this year. So we've got high volume at 75 right here. We've got low volume at 78. So we're going to make 80 plus or minus by 1. 75 plus or minus by 2. On the sell side, 85 to 87 was resistance. You can see this split up here, so we'll make 87 to 90, sell 1, pretty aggressive, and then our 93 to 95 for sell 2. I see a trading range for gold today too, just because of tomorrow's non-farm payrolls. The euro was up again overnight. I know Draghi continues to pull his hair out. What can a central banker do? Pass job voting. Well, maybe you got to actually take some steps. The problem with the European Central Bank is they're they're not allowed to buy assets like the Fed and Treasury are. So they don't have the flexibility that the Fed does. So Draghi's pretty much left the job owning and doing what he can to talk up the markets, and he's been really, really effective at doing that. We did get stops above 75. We left yesterday's market wanting to sell 75 area, then 90 to the buck. We're at 75 right now, so sell 190 to the buck. I think we've probably seen the high. We'll just lean against resistance, and then 15 to 25. That would be a breakout. I'm not too interested in really in getting short above 139. On the buy side, we'll make 65, 55 buy one, and then 30 to 40 buy two. With the banks closed in Europe, only England is trading today. The UK, I don't think we can get a lot of action here. Okay, taking a look at crude. Crude's lower. Some of the articles out overnight were talking in terms of more violence in the Ukraine. Something's about to happen, but you know, people that vote with actual hard dollars, that their collective wisdom surely is greater than that of any journalists out there or central government that's pumping the news out. So crude oil is telling us that increased production from Iran, Iraq, Libya, and the United States is impacting the market, and that economic growth at best is soft around the world. Chinese PMI was lower again this month. Australian PMI, they said, use the word collapsed. It was lower. So the economy in Asia is slowing down. We've got low growth in Europe and the United States. They're hoping for 3% by year's end. Okay, support in support done in the 30-year is at, initially it's at 20 to 24, so we're trying to buy the low end. So we wanted to buy 17s to 21s and then 9s to 13s, but we may have to pay up. We may have to pay, you know, the 24, 25 level on the 30-year. Got it? It's just, you know, with the European banks closed and with tomorrow's news, I mean, we've got news spikes today. We're planning on that stirring the market up a little bit, but with Europe and the European banks on the sidelines, we're probably not going to see a hell of a lot of activity today. Okay, we'll make 98.50, 98.75, play for a little bit lower, buy one. I think the market is headed down to this high volume number at 97.50. We talked about that. That's our tractor. Can be much more aggressive on the sell side than the buy side. And then we'll make 98, 98 and a quarter, buy two. On the sell side, we've got this real clean break up here at 25 to 35. So we'll make 25 to 50. Sell one, and then 75 to the buck for sell two. As long as we're below $100 per barrel, we want to be short. It's pretty simple. Now to everybody's favorite number, the news article yesterday said the Dow made a new contract high intraday. I went back and looked at pictures of the Dow, the cash one, and it showed yesterday it was 1 point higher than it was on the previous from the previous high. So it's a new high by a fraction, not by much. Tomorrow's news is likely to hold today's market in check. The news, if as forecast for the comes in as forecast for the E-mini, is supportive. The Challenger job cuts this morning on a relative basis showed a decline in the average job cuts over the year, and last year's April reading and this year's April reading. So people are interpreting that as that perhaps people are being hired, not being laid off as fast. So I mean, we're where we have been. 80 to 82.5 is sell 1, and 85, 87 will be sell 2. I think the trading range will hold. On the buy side, we've got a little volume down here at 70, 72. Obviously, you got to get through 75. The last rotate down stopped at this 74, 75 area. I'm not really comfortable with this, but the market has made us pay up to get long. So a 74, 75 buy 1, and then 69, 71 buy 2. I like that area better. Just because it gives us a little bit of wiggle room. But we do have a lot of news this morning. Jobless claims will be the first one out. Then personal spending will be the second one. Hit on the half hour. And that if we see a number less than 310 on jobless claims, and maybe personal spending at 0.6% or more, that might form a base for us at 75. It is a market number. Okay, it's going to take at least 20 minutes to get everything up and done. I'm going to get busy on that right now. I'll get get the pump started, the information pump started, headed your way, and I'll be back with you as soon as I can.